Today we are installing headers on my brand new 2022 GT500. I had a buddy of mine selling some American Racing headers, 2-inch pipes off of his 2020 GT500. I get a little tongue twisted when I talk about 2020 or 2022 GT500 because my old one was a 2020. But he was selling some American Racing headers, and I'm gonna do some kind of setup on this car. And before anything, I think I'm gonna try to do the bolt-on setup similar to my old car, maybe a little bit more dailyable for this car. And he said he had a set of headers for sale, so I bought them. You can see, used set of headers. They have a couple nicks on them, which is okay because things like the nicks here are pretty much to squeeze them in, like the place of where they need to be. So any little dents are gonna actually kind of help me in a way, because if they did need to be squeezed in or kind of dented in to squeeze into the area, you know, now it's obviously better. So I don't have to actually find the area that needed to kind of use a mallet to squeeze. That won't affect the car at all. I think another one might have like a little dinger on it, but I have the clamps here, and I actually ordered a brand new set of gaskets and hardware just in case, you know, it was missing some, which, you know, the box he gave me had hardware, you know, everywhere from his old build. So I ordered new hardware, and my buddy TJ is going to install that stuff for me. I'm actually going to go drop the car off to him. I'm going on a trip here, heading out to Fort Lauderdale with my family for a few days. So I told him, I was like, hey, we're going to get a big storm here, you know, the next couple of days. Let me drop the car off to you. You know, take your time, 3-4 days to get it done. And when I get back from my trip, his shop is actually near the airport, which is cool. So when I get back, I'll pick the car up and take it home. But today we're gonna be dropping this off, and I'm actually gonna let my cousin Jacob drive the GT500. He's never drove a Shelby before, and I told him, I was like, hey, just, you know, you're helping me today to go drop the car off. You know, why don't you drive the car? And you know, before we do any of that, we gotta get one final cold start without the headers. So let's do it. It's kind of dirty, got some rain spots on it and some brake dust, but still looks good in the snow. Got my go-to healthy meals, some 20-gram protein yogurt and some protein meals. So I didn't say anything just yet, but I actually did hit 500 miles already in the car. It's been like a month or a month and a half or something since I've had the car. So I was out late. I don't want to make a whole video on it, but I hit the 500 miles, and that's obviously why I'm starting to do the mods. You don't really need to hit 500 miles to start the mods. I mean, cars should be broken in from the factory, but they like this. The Ford likes to say that just so you're extra precautious and you don't, you know, mess anything up by going crazy right out the box. But I see tons of people doing burnouts straight from the dealership, you know. So we're gonna head to the shop. Jacob, I'm sure he's pretty excited in there driving the 500, and I'll let you know when you get there. What do you think? Hey, click the Shelby button. Or actually, no, hold the brake and hold the gas at the same time. Just do it. Yeah. Launch control. Yeah, when the light turns green, do it. When I say I never let anybody drive my cars, I never let anybody drive my cars. So Jacob is, and it's a Mustang. Again, like some people were like, oh, it's just a car. And then some people are gonna be like, oh, you know, it's a GT500, like, don't make it seem like it's not a big deal. It is obviously a big deal to me, because I'm afraid, obviously, something's gonna happen, but I'm super happy he's enjoying it, obviously. And like I said, I already hit braking miles, so him doing the launch control, obviously launch control wouldn't be active on the car if Ford didn't want it to be active. They could have obviously stopped it, and he's not gonna get far. He only had the RPM off to 1200 when he was launching. It's not like he could have hurt anything doing it. So glad he had fun doing it. You can tell he's having a blast. So we're almost there. We're gonna drop the car off, and I guess we'll see it when it has the headers on it. Glad we dropped the Mustang off when we did. It's already at the shop, secured inside before the rain or the snow got down. And this is crazy. We're supposedly gonna get 6 inches to 10 inches of snow today. So luckily car is secured, and I'm gonna head to Florida for a couple days. After some days later, the GT500 is about to be delivered. My buddy TJ's just finished up all the work on it, and he's gonna be driving it to my house. I didn't have a ride, and he's going out of town, so I told him, I was like, just drive it through the bad weather. I have some nice underspray power washers and different stuff. I'm gonna wash the car in the garage. The garage is kind of dirty already, so he's gonna be pulling in here in a second, and we're gonna hear the headers for the first time. I had a set of catless pipes on my old Shelby, but I heard 2-inch headers make the biggest difference. So he installed some other things for me. I'll show you guys that when it gets here, but he should be pulling in any second. That sounds insane. It's so much louder. I missed seeing this in the garage for the couple days it was gone. You could kind of already see what was installed too. It sounds so much louder. And you can smell it's catless, obviously. That's good. Don't rev it, don't rev it, don't rev it. Don't rev it, I swear, no. Oh my God, it's loud. Oh. I just dropped TJ off, and we're gonna head to the shop for a little bit, but when I get home, I'm gonna show you around the full car. I'm driving my dad's new Mach-E right now. The little thing's pretty sweet. It's got a lot of torque, and I've never rode or drove an electric car because I don't wanna ever try to own one, because if I go buy like a Plaid or something, I'm gonna love it too much. This thing is cool. The only thing I don't like, which a lot of you are gonna probably disagree, is when you let off the gas, it almost like decelerates by itself. I don't know if that's an option or what, but you could kind of feel it. There's actually this guy in a Porsche right next to me. Let's see if he wants to race off this light. Guy in the Porsche about to get the juice. Left the shop a few minutes ago, and I'm here because it's only at 27%, and I don't have a charger in my house. It's my dad's car, so I'm using his car. So I went to this charge station I found on Google Maps, and it's like 1% every 4 minutes. And the supercharge stations or whatever is like, I don't know how this all works, but the supercharge station is apparently like Tesla only. I don't know how this all works, so I'm definitely wrong, but it's like 10 o'clock at night, and it says it's not gonna be fully charged for another like 13 hours. So 12 hours. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Left that station, and I found a fast charging station here in like a Walmart parking lot 10 minutes away. Vehicle shuts off. No, you're not gonna shut off. It's like 1% a minute, and it's saying about 40 more minutes till 80%. It's actually ridiculous. I'm not trying to hate on electric cars, but like, come on, like, it's been 30 minutes or so, and I've gotten 25%. It's like actually ridiculous. $10, which is, I guess, nice. Funny enough, I'm not paying for this. It's, I guess, connected to the car. When I plugged it in, I was actually getting a call from my dad. I'm like, Dad, do you know why it doesn't ask me for a credit card first? And he's like, oh, it's connected. I was like, oh, great. So I got free gas. He's like, yeah, free gas for you. Like, we make a funny joke because he has an F-150. We call it a Ram. So he's calling gas electric, whatever. But this is actually terrible. If any of you guys want to buy this car, it'll be for sale. He's actually doesn't really care for it either. He bought it for my uncle. My uncle ended up not wanting it, and it's a long story. But if any of you guys want it, it's gonna be for sale. It's probably gonna have under 1,000 miles when it is for sale. But this actually is not fun for me. You know, I've been waiting here, and I have appointments tomorrow, so I'm gonna need a minimum of like 100 miles to get around until I can at least park the car, because I'm gonna be nonstop in the morning. But this is just ridiculous that you have to wait here. I mean, you fill up gas and, you know, 3 minutes, and this is crazy. Like, I'm waiting here. It's 10:30 at night. I haven't had dinner, and my dinner's getting cold. So I'm gonna finish up here, head home, and I'll show you guys the Shelby probably tomorrow. I'll get it washed and wash the floors and show you guys exactly what TJ did to it, along with the American Racing headers. Back home the next day here. Finally, time to hear an actual cold start. I got rid of my heater that was over there. It wasn't doing that good of a job heating the garage. I gotta get my like garage seals and stuff done, like around the windows and the doors. Some of the seals up here aren't the greatest, so I gotta get those redone so it holds heat. But I removed that one and returned it, and it like jumped my electricity bill by like triple because it kept trying to keep up with the cold weather. It's like 15 degrees outside. I'll get it cleaned in a second, but let's get a cold start in. I think there's a light on, an engine light for the not having cats or whatever. So I'm gonna set the phone down and we'll actually get a video from the ground. It's very loud, like insanely loud. You can see it's only coming out of that exhaust tip right there because the valves are open, and when the valves are closed, it closes that one and it goes through the muffler on that one. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that. And you can hear the typical hissing noise down here for the headers being there. I don't want to beat on it while the it's not tuned yet, but listen how loud this is. That was a fourth gear at 60 miles per hour. It's that loud. I'm going through a neighborhood here and just look like, I mean, I guess you can't really hear it right now, but it's I mean, it's extremely loud, like, and the grunt from the exhaust sounds so much more beefier than when I just had catless pipes on. Like, that long tube headers definitely make like a big difference rather than just getting catless pipes. Like, it sounds way more aggressive. It's like 10 degrees outside. You can see that. I probably shouldn't have returned that heater. I'm literally freezing. I went through 3 pairs of socks. My pants are filthy. But at least the salt is off the car, which is nice. I'm gonna let it soak for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll, you know, mid it clean. It sucks though, because when I epoxied the garage here, it wasn't like perfectly level where it sloped out, or maybe he put too much epoxy on this side, not that side, so it's sloping towards my lift. Luckily I got a squeegee, let's get it all out. Shelby is pretty much clean. I'm exhausted. The floor is a mess. I'm gonna get this cleaned up in a second. So just to recap what TJ did, he got the long tube headers in. He also got Cortex vertical links, which if you're smart, you'd know what they're for. They're vertical links for the rear to fit a certain size wheel. You can't fit them. You can't fit anything less than 19 on stock wheels. So I had to use these vertical links for that. So that'll kind of give you an idea what I'm doing next to the car. But the car has the handling pack from Ford. So this front canard thing like a little air dam. This is included. They don't install it from the factory apparently, so that had to been, sorry for the camera, that had to been installed after the fact. Same thing with the spoiler extension here. That had to be installed after the fact, which obviously that makes the biggest difference here. And the car is pretty much clean. I'm gonna do one last cold start and I'm gonna pull the car out, but that's gonna be it. Also, it is so cold outside and my garage is insulated. It is so cold outside, the soap froze on the caliper. Look at that. It just froze on there. That's insane. But let's get this last cold start in. Besides that, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing down below. I'm gonna do more GT500 content here, so if you guys want to see more of the GT500, my ZR1 is coming back soon as well. You know, check it out. Subscribe down below. Follow me on my personal Instagram page. It's @Sinister_lifestyle. Follow me on my dealership page. If you're looking to buy, sell any performance cars, I sell performance cars for a living. So Sinister Auto Sales, I'll be down below. Besides that, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching.